Much of the belief on supply chain literature is driven by two general beliefs. First one is that much of the changes over the last 20 years are based on IT and computer developments that allow people to exchange information quickly and easily. The second one is that you have either a strategic or tactical relationship. We set out to examine how these relationships develop and evolve over time. You don't just get to a strategic relationship by diving in and starting off from day one. And the second thing is we looked at a social lens to understand how these relationships develop over a period, not a couple years, but maybe a couple decades. My co-authors, namely Evelien van Pook from the Solvay Economics and Business School in Brussels, Belgium, and Anne Verrecke from Vlerick Business School in Ghent, Belgium, set out to understand how business relationships evolve. So we started with a list of 100 companies identified through a survey, and we winnowed that down to a list of 6 companies that gave us very tight, close access. And what we did is went in and conducted a series of interviews and reviewed their archival records through a period of 20 years. And what we found is that businesses go through 3 stages of relationships. So exploration, where they're doing tactical buy and sell at a spot price, expansion, and then commitment. And typically the switch between exploratory relationships and expansion is a commitment of resources and joint projects. And then at a certain point when the relationship starts to fade or become steady state, there's another level of relationship where there's a commitment, where they go back and they set off on new innovative projects that are further afield from the things they're comfortable with. And that takes them to a new stage of relationship. What we found is that business relationships really look like human relationships. So consider it to be a marriage. People enter into a relationship, they're on a first date, second date, third date, they're getting to know each other. The second phase of the relationship is moving in together and working on joint projects. And the really interesting thing is that the third phase, commitment, is like the latter stages of a marriage. You really have to work at it. The businesses set up joint annual meetings. They sometimes co-located employees. They really made an effort to double down and keep that relationship alive, because the thing that you want to avoid is the marriage breaking up and having a divorce. So what we found was the companies that made these relationships work really put a lot of time and effort into the social aspects of getting their workers together to exchange knowledge one-on-one, not just IT based.